long sit, and this is going to be our hip 90-90, and then I'm coming up into a pigeon lunge. The more vertical my torso is, the more it's going to isolate the hip joints. So you'll see compensations here as the trunk and spine starts to move to clear space to be able to move into and out of internal and external rotation of each of the hip joints. This is always scalable too. So if keeping the hands off the ground is way too much, we can simply throw our hands on the ground, and that's going to allow us to transition into and out of those positions without any sort of like pain or massive compensation. So if you're really leaning way off to the side, you're unable to get in and out of those positions, then you need to scale because we're trying to move through the hip joints. And the other piece is some of you may be able to go from the long sit, which is here, into the hip 90-90, which is here just fine. And then you may need your hands on the ground to come up into that pigeon position. We're trying to drive through the forward leg, which is the left there, to use the glute to kind of pull me up into that top position, which is the pigeon lunge setup. So again, trying to keep a vertical torso, arms are locked out, fists are clenched, creating tension throughout my entire body. And then here's the example to where we scale it, where I'm using my hands to kind of walk myself up, come back out of it with my hands, and then I go back into my long sit, transition to the opposite leg, and then again using my hands the entire time to walk myself in and out of positioning. And then what you may be able to do in the future is kind of use your body weight or your hands to come up into the pigeon and then let go of the floor with your hands up and eccentrically load into the hip like I did there in that example. So just different progressions that you can focus on. Pick one and focus on movement quality over quantity. Don't do the hardest example if you're unable to do it with perfect technique.